Good evening. It's been a harrowing night here in South Etobicoke, and as you can see behind me, it's also been quite the aftermath. A firefighter was rushed to hospital in critical condition after a 5-alarm blaze at this townhome near Lakeshore Boulevard West and Palace Pure Court. You can see the hurt district chief is now in stable condition, and as you can see all around me, there are condos in the area. At some point, residents have had to be evacuated from these homes, so some of them are back home tonight, but not all. This is one of the videos taken by an area resident who was captured, smoke and flames blasting out of the townhome. Toronto police say they received multiple calls for a balcony fire around 6:15 this evening. At the height of the blaze, as many as 46 fire trucks were on the scene. Fire Chief Matthew Pegg says the injured firefighter did not get hurt in the course of fighting the fire, but while working on scene, no other injuries were reported. A man who lives in one of the townhomes says he wasn't home at the time of the fire, but 4 of his pets were rescued from the blaze. Still missing, though, is his 9-year-old cat.
I was just worried because I had 2 dogs and a couple of cats in there, and luckily they pulled out my dog, but I'm still missing a cat.
Who pulled out your dog?
Well, one of my neighbors kicked in the door and pulled one dog out, this one, and then the other one was stuck in there for the fire. And after the fire was out, they found her hiding in the basement, and she's at the vet now being treated. Apparently it started right here in the first one, and it went right over into my roof and, and beyond. But from what I understand, it's just mainly the first one and the second one. They said I have no ceiling, and the whole top floor is pretty much gone.
It's just as horrible as it looks. And it was so smoky around here that actually I just ran with my son so I didn't affect his breathing at all. Quite a few people were running down the street at that time, and some of them were crying.
And I do want to bring in Chief Matthew Pegg with Toronto Fire. First of all, you've been both here at this scene and St. Joseph's Hospital. How is the firefighter in hospital doing tonight?
Yeah, I have. I was here initially, and then I've been to St. Joseph's to meet with our district chief and his family. Very, very pleased to report that the medical team at St. Joseph's have listed him now in stable condition. I had the opportunity to talk to both he and his family, and I would say, we're certainly ecstatic that he's been listed in stable, so that's fantastic.
And this has been a pretty significant fire. At one point, over 40 fire trucks here. Talk to us a little bit about how big of a fire this was and how long it took the crews to control it.
Sure. So we were notified of this around 6:30 this evening. It escalated through, as you know, we operate in alarm levels, so this went as high as a 4th alarm. Our protocol, at the point where the district chief suffered the medical incident, our command team declared a mayday. That's standard protocol for us. When a mayday is called, we automatically add an alarm assignment. So it was initially at one point being talked about as being a 5-alarm fire. That 5th alarm never actually arrived. It operated at a 4th alarm. Very complex fire. The crews encountered a very difficult operation here. Accessing it's an interesting design here, so accessing is a little bit of a challenge, and they faced a very difficult fire, but fantastic. Absolutely fantastic stop and great work by all of our crews.
For sure. Thank you, Chief Pegg. And you have also received the praises of Mayor John Tory on Twitter. So the fire chief also tells me that the Ontario Fire Marshal has also been called in. This investigation is ongoing, and you can see the crews are still here tonight. They will continue to stay here throughout the night for the fire watch.